Welcome back to Hannity. A highly anticipated Supreme Court showdown got underway today with justices hearing oral arguments in Sebelius versus Hobby Lobby. Now, the case gets to the heart of ObamaCare's contraceptive mandate. Now, this is a family-owned company, and it says its religious beliefs prevent them from complying to this mandate. But advocates of government-funded birth control, like Sandra Fluck, they're outraged. In a Washington Post op-ed, she wrote, quote, "A pair of potentially catastrophic cases will be argued before the Supreme Court on Tuesday. Extreme rulings in these cases could directly endanger health care access for millions of women and put a bedrock constitutional protection at risk." Freedom of religion. Here with reaction now, Fox News contributor DeRoy Murdoch, the Five co-hosts Bob Beckel and Dana Perino. Guys, by the way, congratulations. #1 show in cable last night was the Five. Congratulations.
Can you believe that?
I humbly, bow before you. That's awesome. Listen, let me. And I've been the #1 fan from the beginning.
Well, and thank you for giving me more time to fight with Bob in a 24-hour period.
To me, if there's any, Sandra Fluck just has it backwards. Does the First Amendment mean anything? The free exercise clause is at stake in my mind.
Well, actually, it could turn out to be a First Amendment issue that the justices use when they rule on it, but this is actually a very narrow case when it comes to the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. That is the case that's in question.
Right.
There is nothing in this case that will change for women in terms of their constitutional right to have access to contraception.
None whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. So then why, just like contraception is $3,000 for a law student, turns out to be $9 a month if you're on the birth control pill, right, DeRoy?
Across the street from here, there are a number of jewelry stores owned and run by Orthodox Jews. If I went to work at one of those and then said, look, I went to the cafeteria and I don't see any bacon, I want a ham sandwich, do I have a right to demand they bring me bacon and ham sandwich?
No.
If they don't, then why do we expect that Hobby Lobby should be expected to pay for birth control pills that are abortifacients? By the way, they cover 16 different types of birth control
Hobby
you
Lobby
can get.
Right.
It's not like they're taking away from women. There are four types of birth control that they will not pay for. They pay for 16, and they're not following people home and saying, if you take birth control, you're fired.
The reason we should expect them to pay for it is it's the law of the land, one. Two, these are two people who started this Hobby Lobby, and they're both very religious. They don't believe in any of this. They've got 16,000 employees that they're trying to deny their right if they wanted to use these things. I don't like them. I'm not for abortions, but the point is, where does it stop? Let's assume let's assume for the sake of argument that they happen to be anti-gay. Could they hold back medicine for HIV?
Look, if anybody wants to get these drugs, they can go to the drugstore and buy them. There's no woman is told you can't go to Duane Reade or Walgreens and buy birth control pills or those IUDs if you want to. Well, I mean, that's a whole question of where you prioritize your spending.
The question, Bob,
birth control pills,
but that would only hold true, Bob, if the government was mandating that a corporation pay for HIV drugs through.
They do,
and someone. I mean, but it's such a convoluted analogy that it doesn't fit in this. And do you realize, Bob, that the company, under their health insurance plans, provides for 16 different types of contraceptions? It's just the 4 that they think is against their religious beliefs that they won't pay for.
The Affordable Care Act does it's the same. It's apples and apples. You have to pay for HIV drugs and you have to pay for contraceptive drugs.
Well, we're getting off case. Dana was right in the beginning. This is more limited in scope, although I believe it is. I believe this is at its heart a religious freedom issue. But more specifically, it's the corporate exercise of religion that they're looking into, and the substantial burden. Would this put a substantial burden on the company? And there's one other issue. But on those